Isis, if you think we the real ones are gonna have sympathy for you because that little video you dropped, we are not. Now my heart and my love goes out to those babies, those poor little ones who were put in a situation that they didn't have no business being in. I am so saddened at the thought that these children had to go through what they had to go through with the man who gave birth to these children. And I don't mean in the sense of like he pushed that baby out of his womb, but I do mean that's his blood that he was touching on. So I am very sorry, and I'm just heartbroken about that. And if you guys look in the description box, there is a GoFundMe that Isis has set up for her kids. At this point, y'all, she got 5 kids, no man to help her out. So definitely go and support the girl if you can. Make sure you watch her YouTube, make sure you watch her TikToks. So let's still show her silly ass some support. So what's up, my friends? So welcome back once again to the Just Case and Bread. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Case and Bread. If you are new to the neighborhood, welcome on in. We are a community of intellectuals who like to talk about topics that are on the internet that ain't got nothing to do with us. But we like to come and just ponder over how people can put themselves in situations such as this one. If you're already a member of the neighborhood, I am so glad that you stopped by. You knew I was going to talk about Isis, the trophy wife.
It's about the way you dress. It's about the way you talk. If you can't do that, it's going to be very hard for you to transition from being sugar baby to being trophy wife.
You ain't got the good sense that God gave you. Because the girl built her whole thing around being a trophy wife, and I just don't like that.
All right, ladies, so one thing that I've learned from Shira 7 of all the years I've watched her, most important thing is emotional control. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your man. And being able to control your man is how you get what you want.
So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, comment your thoughts down below, share the video with a friend, and let's talk about Isis. Isis is a self-proclaimed trophy wife, and she's very similar to Shira, the sprinkle lady, in how she tries to give advice and carry herself. She has dedicated her entire social media platform to being a trophy wife. Isis' story began when she was just 17 years old. She said at that point in time, she was in a romantic relationship with someone who she was deeply committed to, and for some reason, they decided to have a baby, and she felt like she was a child raising a child. But a few years later, she ended up having child number 2, and these were both sons.
I had my first child when I was 17 years old. I intentionally got pregnant with my boyfriend at the time. A few years later, had my second child. Being a single mom, I think that my self-esteem was definitely low.
Isis was young, she was beautiful, she was a single mother, and she found herself attracted to thug types. Think 50 Cent, think that one fine dude who played Gator, think that one dude who be on Good Girls and he has that beautiful voice. That's who she was attracted to, but she soon found out them ain't the type that you want to be with. Yeah, they might be flashy, yeah, they might seem like they got some money, but they ain't really nobody who could take care of you. Plus, Isis also felt like men her age just was not her stilo.
I think that growing up, I was not taught the kind of men that I should be looking to attract and be in a relationship with. My mom drilled into me, oh, go with the man that's going to be the best breeder. And I think society drilled into me to go after the thug, the street dude, the swag type dude.
After Isis got tired of having failed relationship after failed relationship after failed relationship, her sister said, girl, I got to tell you something. She said, what? She said, listen, you need to go on to the internet, get on to online dating. I'm telling you, you gonna find the man of your dreams. You just ain't gonna find them here.
And my sisters at the time had told me that I should create an online profile.
Isis was like, no, I don't want to go and do that because I could never see myself doing that. You think I should? But do you think I should? Well, which dating site do you think I should get on? Her sister said, girl, you should get on eHarmony. She said, maybe I should do Match.com. But she felt in her spirit, she felt the move in her spirit to say, get on eHarmony.
So I ended up taking my sister's advice and signing up for eHarmony. Yeah, she recommended Match, but in my spirit, I felt eHarmony.
She gets on there. She's like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. She also sets her filters to be a man who's at least 10 years plus older than her. She really wanted to do about 15, 20, but on the safe side, she played it at 10. Because again, she feels like men her age just, they don't get it. Now, when she gets on there, Isis does match with her husband. They actually get to chatting. Isis said they go on a really nice first date. He asked her to be his girlfriend, and she was like, no, I'm not gonna fall into the girlfriend category.
I think he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend on the first date. date, and I said I would think about it.
And although they dated each other, they stopped talking for a while. Now Isis says, you know what, husband to be, but not right now. Since me and you ain't talking all the time, I'm gonna go ahead and go and enter into this romantic relationship that is also committed with this man. I'm gonna move in with him with my 2 kids. We're gonna see if this thing works out. Well, Isis found out that the man don't even like children. He had a weird way of how he would act with her sons, and she said, as a mother, you cannot allow yourself to stay with a man who just wants to be nice to your kids, to be with you. No, girl. So she ended things the very next day. Isis' soon-to-be husband, who wasn't her husband at the time, ended up sending her a message and just said, hey, how you doing? She said, oh, is this the Lord putting us together? So she said, you know what? I'm doing good, but I gotta tell you about my past relationship that I just got out of yesterday. I'm really going through it. He didn't like my boys. Husband to be, but ain't the husband right now. Said, what? He don't like them boys? You know them my boys. Them my dudes right there. I love them kids. I love them. When can I see your kids? I mean, not like that, but when can I see your kids? She says, oh my gosh. See, he was so different because I never had a man ask me about my kids, and I've never had a man say he cares about my children. It's a sign.
He was telling me like, oh, you know, those are my boys, and he had genuinely really connected with my kids, and he was not the kind of man that was just be nice to them to get to me. Like, it was very genuine.
The crazy coinkydink too in their relationship was that at the same exact time that her and her ex's lease was about to end and she couldn't stay there no more, because again, it was her and her ex's place, she said to husband to be, but ain't the husband just yet. I don't got nowhere to stay. You know, my lease is up. I was wondering, can I move in with you? I mean, not for a long time, but maybe a couple of weeks. Is that okay?
It's like, hey, it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay because my lease is ending and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe even if it's just like for a couple weeks, you know, it's okay.
Husband to be says,
got him. We got him.
you move in with me, you might as well consider yourself my wife. She says, what? I should? Oh, okay. Well, if you're really bowdy, I'm really bowdy. So what's up? Since he was talking about getting married, Isis said, you know what? Fuck it. I just got paid. I'm about to go get him a little ring.
So I had just got paid, seriously entertaining the idea of getting married. So I'm going to go and get the wedding ring.
She shows him the ring that she got him on their FaceTime. She said, look, babe. You and me shall never part. What you think? And he said, oh, okay. That's cool, baby, that's cool. Let me call you back after Chipotle deliver this burrito. And she was like, dang, you ain't got no Chipotle where you live at. Anyway, her getting him that ring could be viewed as a slight proposal. I'ma just say it. And what did throw me is that she said prior to her man, she was making $90,000 a year. So I'm like, dang it, all you can spend was $300 on him. Although they were super lovey-dovey and she was already talking about marrying him and he was talking about marrying her and they were talking about their wedding together, Isis did like all of us women do whenever we meet a man off of a dating site. We go back to their dating app after me and him have solidified that we are now an item to see, is his profile still up, and or has he been active in the last hour or two, or has he taken it all the way down? Because if he took it all the way down, that means he's really serious about me. Isis said he had updated his profile picture when she looked the next day after light proposing to him on FaceTime. So she texted him, look, it seems like you ain't taking us seriously. I done proposed to you. I done agreed to marry you, and you over there updating your profile picture. And he says, no, baby. No, girl. I ain't updating nothing but my heart for you. And the beat goes on like a marathon. You know, players say smooth shit. They get married at the courthouse the very next week. And Isis goes on to teach people how to get married in less than a year. She said, listen here, you loose assholes. I'm here to teach y'all how to get and keep a man. My name is Isis, the trophy wife.
Hey ladies, so I want to talk about looking like money to attract money. So when you go out, you need to try to look as expensive as possible. Now, what may happen is that you may start getting approached less, but this is a good thing because only men that can afford you are going to start to approach you.
All right, ladies, let's talk about 5 reasons why you can't attract a high value man. First reason is you look like a hoe. Okay, you are wearing clothing that is too short, your titties are out, your stomach, your midriff area is out. If you fell, all your goods would be showing. I can see through your clothing because the material is cheap. When I go on your social media, you're doing suggestive poses and you look like you're selling something.
Isis makes consistent mentions about how you need to date a man who is older than you, date a man who already has accomplishments, date a man who can provide for you, and also how to watch for if you are dealing with dusties.
This is a sure sign that your man is a dusty. Real men would never stoop so low to ask a woman for money. Fourth sign you're dating a dusty is he is your same age. Ladies, I just don't agree with dating men your same age because men are 10 years behind mentally.
She talks about how to attract a high value man and why you might not even be getting a high value man. There's been speculation online that level up content is very dangerous. And what level up content is whenever these girls be getting on their TikToks or whatever they get on and they start to be like, this is how you change your life. You do an 18-step skincare routine and then you live a life of luxury. Then you put on a hard ass wig and you get with a rich old man with wrinkly ball sacks and smelly breath and dentures. And guess what? He's gonna buy you a Ferrari. And that, my girl, is leveling up. Boss babe. The whole idea of hypergamy, and if you don't know what that means, that just means dating outside of your socioeconomic class, dating up instead of dating down. A man being in a higher tax bracket than you is considered you being in hypergamy or the soft life. And these women are out here teaching women how to be luxurious and dress for the man you want. Unfortunately, that line of thinking eliminates the need to really examine a person's character, and that's whether it's a man or a woman. I don't think the money makes the person. I don't think the career makes the person. I think who someone is on the inside is important. And y'all know how I feel about dating people who are kind. If you be with somebody and they already have a bad attitude towards you, or they get into that yelling, controlling, toxic type of bullshit, no, we ain't together. I can't say Isis knows the difference between dating for love and dating for financial stability. She tied them two together. And even in the video that we're gonna watch where she's so sad about what happened to her children, she admits that he has raped her 4 times in the first few months of their marriage. There's questions floating online too about, are these kids conceived out of consensual sex, or was she forced to have sex with her own husband? And at this point, Jermaine has not had 1 or 2 children by her, but 3. I'm not really sure how she missed the flags at the top of her relationship. And again, I am so saddened that these babies had to go through this. But Isis got some explaining to do. Let's talk about Jermaine. Jermaine Orethrow Dowdy is a senior cyber intelligence analyst, and he has a degree from Wayland Baptist University. For the last 7 years, he's been working for a company by the name of WGA, where he's probably making anywhere between, I'd say, about $100,000 to $150,000. And Jermaine is what you would call an average man. One look at his dating profile and you see the colored in widow's peak with the Sharpie marker, as well as the knockoff Beats by Dre headphones and the old folks home couch that is positioned behind him. It lets you know that he ain't every woman's first choice. Judging by the screenshots I found prior to being on eHarmony, Jermaine was on rosebrides.com. If you're not familiar with who rosebrides.com is, they're actually a mail ordering bridal service. However, they do put on their website that they are not what you would think of as the typical mail order bride, where you just simply check off the ethnicity, hair color, eye color, weight, if they want children or not, and then you get a made to order bride just for you in the mail. But rather, they give men the opportunity to date in Russia, Europe, Asia. It's like an easy little highway for the red pill community, if you will. Because Jermaine was on that site, it really makes me think that he was looking for a woman who he could probably pay to do just about anything he wanted, as he would be the one who had the upper hand because he was the provider, especially with the site like that offering to bring women in from foreign countries, and men's automatic perception of foreign women being, oh, you're easy, controllable, malleable. I'll go ahead and pull you into my world and you do what I want because I'm the one with the money. You're the one who needs the green card. I assume Jermaine's mindset was already like that when he started to interact with Isis. And I could almost bet, since he's into some sort of analyst position, he knows how to analyze a woman and figure out, oh, you a dummy. I got my ticket. Jermaine and Isis did have a turbulent relationship though, of November 2023. Tell me why they had a DV case going on. Now we're just a year later and she didn't have to go down to the people and file child abuse charges against him. And get this, when she went and filed those complaints against him, he tried to go down and get a restraining order. Not once, not twice, but 3 times he tried to get the restraining order to go through. And the courts kept on having to tell him, there's no reason for you to get a restraining order against her when we have already told you that you cannot be around those little girls. So why do you keep on coming in here trying to get a restraining order? He said, okay, that's good. Okay, cool. Well, well, you know what? I want a divorce then. I want to go ahead and get a divorce. The day after she went and filed that complaint, I said, ugh, just say I'm guilty of touching on my girls and I'm a perverted motherfucker. Ugh. You know what is so unfortunate about situations like this too? From a lot of the forums I was reading through, it says that people like this, predators like this, they only get a slap on the wrist and maybe some sort of probation time, but they don't get locked up in jail, which means all he has to do is move on to another desperate single mama. Jermaine is the type of man who preys on weak people, period. He was able to sweet talk a naive grown-ass woman into believing that her and her children were safe with him. Then I'm pretty sure he was able to convince her to have non-consensual sex by being like, oh, you my wife now, you got to do your wifely duties now. And I bet money he used to use money in her face like, I take care of you. You do what I say because I take care of you. While Isis did say she made $90,000 at one time in her life, I really don't believe her, because if she did, the little money he making wouldn't mean shit to her. It wouldn't even make her bat an eyelash. I think Jermaine was able to convince her that he was going to put her in a lifestyle that she never seen before, have her living extremely luxurious, getting whatever she wants, telling her, oh, I'm gonna take care of your 2 kids, you could be a stay-at-home mom. She thinking she done hit the jackpot because she ain't never experienced no shit like this before, so she gonna start turning a blind eye to shit. And she's also convincing herself that he's nothing like the men she was dealing with, because the thugs, they were bad. This man, he looks clean cut and he looks good. He looked like he ain't gonna hurt me. But let me tell you, men can look like that good. Men can look like they're gonna be the most polite men in the world. They can not have no tattoos and be the worst motherfuckers you ever encountered. For this nasty ass man to have the balls to put his hands on his wife and take advantage of her, then to put his hands on his kids and take advantage of them. And like a lot of people said, I hope he ain't did nothing to the other children, but who the fuck knows? Something like that. They just want anything that they can get in. I hope and pray Isis does not try to do no type of joint custody with that man and let them children go over to his house. I don't care if he says he changed. I don't care if he says he's going to counseling. I don't care nothing about none of that. You know what you could do? You can come and we can see each other in a public setting. We can go to dinner with our girls and that'll be about that. I mean, you're not about to have them in your custody overnight behind closed doors. None of that. Everything is supervised. And if he feels like he's going to get a lawyer to fight me tooth and nail for some shit like that, oh, well, then I'm about to go back to work at my $90,000 a year job, downsize my lifestyle, and be able to save enough money to pay for my lawyers, since she was making $90,000 a year before she met him. That's what she said. Now, this is the part of the show where I really stop giving a fuck when it comes to Isis. I done said what I'm gonna say when it comes to those children. I hate that that happened to them. I believe that he definitely did do it. And I'm very glad that she believed her kids. She believed whatever she saw. I'm pretty sure she probably asked them some questions to see if dad was hurting them, and they were able to have a safe space to answer. I'm very happy about that. But all of this other bullshit, no, it's not okay. Who the fuck comes online on YouTube and talks about how her kids got essayed, but don't put no pictures, no information up of the dude, knowing in your mind that it'll be very hard to put this man behind bars, and you want to sit up here and fake cry? Because I don't believe the cry was even genuine. I think that when she seen those sores on her babies, the first thing wasn't, oh, my babies. It was, oh, shit. What the fuck am I gonna do for money now? Of course I can't keep my kids in this type of situation. As a mom who has enough common sense to say, my kids can't be in here getting raped, I gotta take them out of here, but fuck, what am I gonna do now? That's what I think the bitch thought. I don't think that she was sitting up there, my daughters. I don't think she was crying for her kids. She was crying because she ain't got no meal ticket right now. She ain't got no meal ticket no more. That's what I'll say. I hope she has learned her lesson that you can't sit up here and tell a man all of your trauma, all your pain. Matter of fact, let's back up. You can't sit up here and move in with a man that you met offline, move your 2 boys in with him, then y'all break up. Now you don't have nowhere to go because you stuck living with a man that you ain't have no business being with in the first place, but you make $90,000 a year. How the fuck she make $90,000 a year and can't get her feet on solid ground with her 2 boys? And where the boy's daddy at? Before she met this man, where the boy's daddy at? Now I understand at 17, maybe that young man did walk off. So you telling me he ain't never came back, and whoever the second daddy is didn't never come back? So you been done known you had to stand on your own too for a motherfucking minute, and you didn't never think to yourself, let me go ahead and put up a nest egg, because this man that I'm married to now ain't even the father to my kids. So how can I, well, my 2 oldest kids, so how can I be so sure that if this shit shit fall through, I don't know if I'm gonna get alimony. I don't know if I'm gonna get child support. I still have these two that I have to be worried about. Why wouldn't she have something put up for them two at least? That's just backing up to them two. Now, if we jump on into this fake ass video that she did in order to keep her cash flow coming in, girl, just get on here and say, I fucked up. I fucked up. I turned a blind eye to a lot of shit, and I should have been paying attention. Ladies, do not marry a man for money. Do not marry a man because it seems like he can give you a comfortable lifestyle. That's exactly what it is. You mean to tell me, oh my gosh, girl. She sat up here and built this whole platform for the last year and a half around being a trophy wife, around being with a rich man, being with a provider. How as a woman, you have to change the way you talk. Ladies, no going out with midriffs and no showing your tatas. Level up, babes, if you want a rich man. But he got you in the room, graping the hell out of you. And you telling women what to do to get a man like him? Bitch, please. That crying video she put up is almost at 2 million views, which I'm happy for. Because again, she does have 5 kids that she has to provide for. So she got to do what she got to do. But damn, her kids' faces are already plastered all over the internet. And then she comes on here and does that, says that, has that fake ass cry with those fake ass mannerisms. And with that man already being on a mail order bride site, come on now, y'all. You telling me you wouldn't start to think to yourself, what? And then just looking at the man, that's another thing that I think is stupid. Date an older man for money, but he's not attractive. Huh? Oh no. Oh, if I date an older man, he's gonna be one of the attractive ones. I'm not dating the older man who looks like he's a PE teacher. No, I'm not dating the older man who can't coordinate like I coordinate. There's some fine older men who they don't dress young, they don't dress old. They just have their own, you know, like their own thing going. They have their own scent. They have their own bop. Like they have their own thing going. And it's not, oh, I'm just going to get with this man because he has a lot of money and he's unattractive. Because can we talk about how Isis thought getting a man who was a bottom of the barrel ass was gonna ensure her to have a good man who was gonna pay for her lifestyle because she thought she was Shira Sevens or whatever that lady's name is. You know, that lady even had something to say recently on her show. She said, marrying a man after 1 week, that's stupid.
You said somebody got married after 1 week. Did they need a green card, ma'am? Were they about to get kicked out the country or something? I don't see no reason to marry somebody after only knowing somebody a week. That's not smart.
Yeah, it is stupid. And that's exactly what this idiot did. There ain't no way I'm going to move in with a man after just a week of knowing him off of a dating site, fresh off a breakup with 2 kids, go buy a ring to get engaged to him. I see that he updated his profile picture and then I'm gonna still sit up here and look like a damn fool and be like, okay, well, I'm not talking to you no more. And all he has to do is say, talk to me in capital letters. And you're like, okay, you stupid Isis. Isis has play me, I'm desperate, I need somebody written all over. So a predator don't even gotta look really hard to find her ass. All he gotta do is sit next to her in a bar and she gonna pour out her whole life story. She don't even know how to keep her cards to her chest. She don't even know how to play the game. She a dummy trying to play a game that you gotta be street smart to play. You can't be no sheltered girl who's not experienced nothing in life thinking that you're gonna play on these men. No, men like him are going to find women like her and play them first. Get whatever they can out of them first, especially single moms who are that open and vulnerable. That if I was a man and a woman was asking me to move in with me after a week of knowing her, I would feel like something was up. I would not trust that. I would think that she was gonna kill me if I allowed her to stay with me. So already she should have knew something was off when he was like, yeah, you can come and stay right after you done been up under another man. Excuse me? Oh, girl, he's okay with you coming after you already done had another man down your throat? Oh, he wants something a little extra from you to be taking care of you. You know how they said Carisha was getting paid by Diddy? I'm going to take this time now to mix my advice with her advice. Let's go. Like I said, she does have a YouTube channel up, and this video was before the traumatic event took place. This video had some stupid title like how to get married in less than a year, which I think is a dangerous thing to promote. You have got to be with somebody for about a year before you can even really start thinking about marriage to see how compatible you guys really are. And I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a year to get married, maybe even 2 years to get married, so you could really get to know the person. And if you end up breaking up at the end of those 2 years, don't feel like it's time wasted. At least you took your time getting into something as opposed to doing something as dumb as this bitch did.
And after learning quickly that everything that glitters is not gold, I happened to come across Shira 7 on YouTube, and she completely changed my life. And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to look for when trying to find a husband. So when I met my husband,
which I'm pretty sure, I don't think Shira was saying these things in a way that this young lady took it. I think that her preaching about a man having stability, finances, all that stuff is very great. However, I also feel like a woman should have those things too, because I think it would be just so great. Imagine if you got 20,000 put up and so does your man, and you guys want to have a wedding, then you don't have to worry about going to outside sources or taking out loans. Or say you guys want to buy a duplex and fix it up together, then you guys don't have to take out loans. Or say you guys are saying, you know what, we about to pay down all of our debt together, and then we're going to go on vacation together. You guys will have assets to do that, or money to do that together as a team. And now you guys are just building together. It's just a good feeling. It ain't nothing about like, oh, I need to marry a man who got money because no, I got money, so I want a man with money. You know, like Miss Lily on that Pop the Balloon Old People. I got money, so I want a man who got money. I got my shit together, so I want a man who got his shit together. And I don't think that it's too much to ask, because I already got that. I bet Isis don't got that on her own, and I know she was lying about making that $90,000 a year, because she would have never put her and her children in this type of position.
and I knew right away almost, and people say that, but it was definitely true. I know it sounds cliche. Just from our first date, it just felt natural. Mind you, I think we both were kind of just dating different people at the time, and that's definitely something that I recommend if you're looking to, find a husband, is not just dating one person at a time. It's not good.
Funny story, my parents knew each other. Like, they were going out to parties and clubs like that and would go and cross each other. My dad always had a crush on my mom, and he would tell my godfather, God rest his soul, he would tell him, I'm gonna marry her one day, I'm gonna marry her one day. He'd be like, well, Angie, crazy ass boy, you ain't about to marry her, you crazy. He always say, I'm gonna marry her. Then they started to like actually go on a date. But I think the first time he got her phone number, my mom act like she wasn't home or something stupid. Anyway, I say all that to say, love at first sight, we done watched it on Lifetime, hardly work. I seen love in real life. Okay, sometimes you got to pass that sucker a couple of times. Don't be falling for these girls saying that quick shit. Ain't nothing better than a slow burn. Let it slow burn. That's a fire that you can't put out easy, and you could always reignite.
All your eggs in one basket. But we had a great first date. Both were, we were talking, but then for some reason we kind of stopped talking for a little while. I had gotten into a serious relationship with somebody, and I ended up falling for the girlfriend trap. But that guy had really been investing a lot into me and doing a lot for me, so I kind of felt like,
now, investing a lot in me and doing a lot for me, what does that say? Money.
I had to. So me and him ended up breaking.
Oh, she said she felt like she had to be with dude. Hold up.
Ended up falling for the girlfriend trap, but that guy had really been investing a lot into me and doing a lot for me, so I kind of felt like I had to. So me and him ended up breaking up because he just didn't really vibe with my oldest son, who was 5 at the time. I could tell that he was really just putting up with my kids. He didn't really embrace them. Sometimes.
So she picks bad men. Because how did you not see the signs of this man being evil, Isis? How? If you were able to see that the man that you was living in an apartment with didn't like your firstborn son, or didn't like your kids for real, because it ain't no separate. If you don't like one, you don't like both. Didn't like her firstborn son, she could see that. But she can't see when a man is looking at her daughters with lustful eyes.
We as mothers can tell like someone's just being nice to our kids for the purpose of being with you, and they're not necessarily invested in your kids.
So you couldn't tell when a man was interested in your kids and not in you sexually?
Themselves. It was crazy because the next day my now husband, reached out to me and was like, hey, how are you doing? And I told him, I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why. And he was telling me like, oh, those are my boys. And he had genuinely really connected with my kids. And he
sounds like a floozy. She sounds like an airhead. The first man to tell her something nice, she thank you. No, I've never ate ice cream, but I like to eat ice cream with you. Yeah. Did you put something crazy in here? No, I just feel like still getting sleepy. Is it a drug? Oh, okay. Is she that type? She gonna take anything. You know why? Because she dumb. She's a dummy. She just opens up the gates. This is me. This is my bleeding heart. This is why I'm so sad. Take it. She don't even recognize the train coming to her ass. That motherfucker got to hit her for her to wake up and be like, did a train just hit me? Yeah, open your eyes, Isis. Now this stupid ass got 5 kids to raise by herself. She probably gonna have to go back to hoeing.
He was not the kind of man that was just be nice to them to get to me. Like, it was very genuine. And that was one of the things that I really loved about him. That was something that stood out about him versus the other men that I had dated, was he really...
Shut up, girl, because you a damn liar. I remember one time me and this dude was dating for a couple of months. And I was like, okay, you can meet my son. We're going to go out to eat. He said, okay. So my son orders his food, and my son was just a healthy eater. So when he ordered his dip and stuff, I always got him his own little thing, you know. So he's eating his chips, and he's double dipping his chips in his little saucer thing. Quinn's. So my son's doing this thing. I look at the dude, and as my son's double dipping in his own saucer thing, the dude goes and fixes his face real quick. Note taking. I finished that dinner, went home. I said, you know, I don't think me and you gonna work out. No, I don't think so. I said, you know, you had a really weird look while my son was eating his food, and I really didn't like that look. So, no, I don't think we're going to work out. He tried to cash out me some money for Quinn's school supplies. I said, hell no. We ain't playing that damn game. I ain't giving you back the money now. Okay, you ain't getting that back. We about to go, you know, spend that. But you, sir, no, I ain't fucking with you. That little look, because I ain't got no time for you to be sitting in my son's face while I'm at work or I'm not there. You talking crazy to him, and now I gotta come and do some stuff that's gonna get me on Fatal Attraction or the Black People Snapped? Hell no. And so...
embrace the fact that I had children because he wanted children. My lease was going
of course he's gonna embrace the fact that you have children if you done told him that you're so heartbroken and you're willing to do anything to stay with somebody, and he's like, oh, are you now? All right. Oh, your kids. No, I love your kids. Tito and Michael. Oh shit, that ain't their name? Damn. Bobby and Whitney. Oh shit, that's a singing couple. All right, okay. Megan and yeah. Okay, yeah, I got him. He don't even know her
ending very soon. The person that became my ex, we started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay because my lease is ending, and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe even if it's just like for a couple weeks, you know, it's okay. Just so I look for, you know, somewhere else, because I had planned on needing to find somewhere else. And he was saying, well, if you're going to live with me, it's going to be as my wife, not as my girlfriend. And I was like, well, how spontaneous are you? And he laughed, and he said, very spontaneous. And so I had just got paid, and I was like, okay, we seem like we're really talking about seriously entertaining the idea of getting married. So I'm going to go and get the wedding ring. We were talking about getting married like the next week, and he was out of town in Colorado, so we hadn't seen each other. This is all talk over the phone, over FaceTime. So I went and...
She's making me so irritated with her. Can you believe that? Stop doing all that giggly sniggly shit here and get some bigger fucking teeth, because those are making me mad as well.
He got his ring. FaceTime, I was like, I did something. And he was like, what did you do? I was like, I got your wedding ring. So he was like, no, you didn't. Show me. So I showed him. I said, yeah, I actually did it. You know, I don't know if you were really being serious, but
you could tell she's very immature. She is so immature to have so many fucking,
you know, we're talking about getting married. So I had a really bad habit of like spending money, and I was like, if I don't get the ring now, then I'm not gonna get it. So
you got 2 kids. I had a really bad habit of spending money. If you don't save your shit and get more mature.
I got it. So then after that, I think it was like the next day, somebody told me to go online and check my eHarmony profile. So I went on there, and I saw that he had updated his picture, and I was like, oh no, this dude is playing around. Like, I'm glad I didn't spend a whole bunch of money on this ring. Like, he was just playing. And
why the fuck would you even buy a ring? Who would buy a ring? Drop in the comments right now. Would you buy a ring for a man who you do not have a ring from, you have not been in a committed relationship with? Would you? And also, I'll double it. Ladies, would you propose to a man? Because I for damn sure would.
Screenshotted it and sent him a picture, and I said,
oh, you know what? I would propose. I would propose for him to learn how to make crab legs and crab tails and stuff, or lobster tails and stuff on the grill, because that sounds tasty.
It doesn't seem like we're on the same page, so yeah, I'm done with this. And he texted me, he was like, or I think he tried to call me and I didn't answer, and he texted me and he was like, no, I'm serious, I am going to marry you, in caps. And I think that evening, he like ended up going and buying my ring. Yeah, that is how I ended up getting married. But I think that also something that I want to let you guys know is that becoming his wife and really being the kind of woman that could just get a ring like that took work. At that time, I had really...
You see how she trying to boss up on us ladies who ain't got no husbands? You're a level, hitches, to understand where we're at, you skanks. So, if you would like to stop being a hoe, then you can too. And it's not easy to get a ring in less than a year, but I could teach you how, Brookie. Come on. Bitch, what?
Become a better version of myself, a better version than the woman that was dating thugs and, living in some kind of secular lifestyle. I had to...
Y'all hear her say she's living in a secular lifestyle if she messing with a broke dude?
That a man would want to take around his colleagues and his mother and be the woman that's adding value to him just by standing next to him. But yeah, I know it's kind of a interesting story, but I also helped two of my sisters to get married. They both got married in less than...
Check on them. Whatever the names is. Who is it? Martha and Mary? Who are they? Check on them right now, y'all.
...year as well. So I'm really good at knowing how to get women the ring and to get the kind of men that you would be proud of. So if you ladies are interested in learning more about how to become a trophy wife, then please click subscribe.
What's so crazy too is if she was so sad about this, I wonder why she still has the book on sale across all of her platforms. Why are we still able to purchase this book, Isis? What are you trying to teach girls how to do, Isis? This is afterward. We gonna watch her be so sad.
Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here.
I should have sped this one. Oh, this one
if you hear any noise in the background, that's the new baby. A lot has...
So not only did she get married in a week, maybe a week and a half, but she also had a baby with this dude less than 2 years of being married. So at what point, I wonder, was she gonna stop? And this is also what makes me wonder, did she think this man was so rich that he would be able to take care of her because she has 3 kids by him if she did decide to leave him, like a lot of these women do? Rich men, no matter what their ages are, both the man and the woman, in order to still sustain a lifestyle. I wonder if she thought that she could do the same exact thing, and that's why she got pregnant with that last child so quickly.
It's happened since the last time that I recorded. I think the last time you guys saw me, I was in my 2nd trimester, and
that was in March.
Yeah, I think I did post an update in the community section when the baby was born. And I said that I would be back soon with my husband. I honestly don't even really know the whole brand around being this man. It's just such a hard topic, and I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much. It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So
she might be sad, but this is very well thought out and acted out.
Basically, When I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, you know, a little bit about how we met, and I really thought that that man was my Prince Charming.
She's so sad. She's so sad. Sad enough to check the camera and make sure that she's okay, because you know, that's really what matters.
So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and you know, he portrayed himself to be this.
On a dating app, she talking like they met in real life and he was driving a Lamborghini and handed her the keys to a Porsche, then built her a house in less than 2 days. This is all on a dating app. This is crazy. Wait.
Amazing, upright, righteous Christian man.
You thought all this by reading text messages between them? What? She deserved her ass whooped.
I believed him.
Do y'all know I don't cry on camera? I don't cry on camera. I didn't even cry at my son's homegoing celebration. I had on Lokes and I felt it. I felt it. But there's something about me crying in public or around people I'm just not comfortable with. You get me inside of my circle, I'm crying. But I just don't like crying on camera. However, if something like this happened to my sweet baby girls, I mean, I am in love with my nieces, Melanie and Luna. I love them little girls so much, and I feel like they're so tiny and precious to me. I would feel so sad, and I think I would be still crying thinking about and talking about what happened to them. If I was sitting in her position right now, I would still have tears coming down my eyes. You would see my eyes swollen. I wouldn't have time to have on none of this shit she got on her face. Even if it is a filter, I would look like shit. Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't even come on here. You'd probably just see story after story of me laying down, hugging my girls, just feeling like a damn failure because I allowed this to happen under my watch. And I'm pretty sure the bitch is a stay-at-home mother, so I allowed this to happen while I'm right in the next room, while I'm doing whatever. And I should have had my eyes open. I would feel like just you would be able to see it in my demeanor and see it in how I am when it comes to my kids, my daughters, my babies, my little angels, my little softy little thingies, my little babies. Look at this. She's sitting up here.
I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him, and I just started to see a few things that I didn't like, but I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past.
Okay, he raped me 4 times in the first few months of our marriage. And here we are, we're supposed to sit up here. And like I said, I feel very sorry for these girls. Very sorry for these girls. But we're supposed to sit up here and be like, good job, Mom. Good job for you doing X, Y, and Z for your kids. Oh, Mommy, we understand you. Oh. But he did this to her. Do you know how quickly us in the hood, you know how quickly we would have been out of there? I don't give a fuck about this. As soon as you push that against me and don't let us have any past experience with that and we done overcame it, now you want to take me back to what I done overcame? Oh, I'm out of here. There's nothing you could do for me. There's no amount of money you could pay. There's nothing you could buy. There's nothing, there ain't no counseling. There's nothing you could do to reverse that memory. And I'm not about to subject myself to having to look at you in a different light or having to forgive such an offense in order for you to feel okay about what you did to me. Hell no, I'm out that motherfucker. And I would hope that anyone would do that in order to teach their kids the value of themselves, the value of making sure they're comfortable in their own home. room. Imagine being butt ass naked and you scared a gremlin about to climb on top of your ass and just bite your damn head off. You don't want to be feeling like that. You want to make sure that when the lights go off, this person that you say you in love with don't turn into no damn Furby. Hell no, he did this to her 4 times. This is her fault. This is her fault. Her kids getting what happened to her fault. And people could be in the comments getting mad at me all they want to. But this type of shit, this type of barbaric shit to do to a woman who already pledged her love to you and you know that she's going to try to have your kids or whatever the case may be, he ain't no dummy. You know what kind of woman you done got with. You gonna still go and do this type of shit? What thrill does he get out of doing that to a woman that, again, has pledged to be with him forever? What is that? Why do y'all think she could get past these things with him? Because of the finances.
I don't even know where to start.
And
6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, and I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh God. Gosh. Continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky or whatever. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my 2 older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go Halloween shopping with my sister because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids? And like,
how did she know to do that? Because he's already been abusive towards her and she didn't feel like that was reason enough to leave. I don't know why these women stay just for the sake of having a comfortable lifestyle. This is why it's important to have your own shit and never depend on a man to give you something. I don't think that it's a bad thing for a woman to have her own shit going on. And she want to sit up here and try to preach to women about how they need to be this type of refined, classy woman in order to get a high providing, high value, whatever the fuck she's saying, type of man.
Packing things like,
don't even know the real shit to look for in an actual provider.
Things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old.
The way I would have his picture up, hold up, I forgot she forgot to put the picture of them up.
RAPE. Not quite sure how this happened, why this happened. And to think like I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe.
I only put this video in here because if you look at how this lady is acting and how the last young lady was acting, it's too similar. Isis shouldn't even put that video up. It was inappropriate. Shouldn't even put it up. Should have handled that shit out of court, did whatever she had to do on the back end. There was no reason to bring something like that to the internet. And then to follow it how she followed it, I don't feel like was a strong move as a mother.
It's probably the hardest things I've ever done. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry for disappointing you. It hurts me so bad.
This hurts us.
To disappoint you all who have supported me for so many years. I know that I'm better than that person. I, 6 years ago, decided to retweet things that were so vile and hurtful.
Imagine being the person walking in, because I'm sure it was her husband or something like that. He's like, damn, you reshooting that for the 4th time?
I was so stupid and ignorant. And I have no excuses here today. I'm not here to give you an excuse. I have no excuses. I'm only here to say that I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And I hope one day that you guys can save me for the woman that I am. And that I can prove to you guys that I'm not that girl. I love you guys so much. And whenever I see I disappointed you, it just breaks my heart into a million pieces. I'm so sorry.
She's looking at that little monitor part of her camera. Am I in frame? I am. Okay.
Sorry for anyone that's been hurt through this. Anyone. I feel so just disappointed. I don't even like to look at myself because like I can't even believe that I would retweet ugly things and be, you know, things that would hurt people. Like I can't.
This bitch said, I can't believe I've said things that hurt people. Girl, this ain't your first rodeo.
Believe I didn't see the pain behind that kind of tweet and that kind of behavior.
Oh.
I did. And I'm so sorry. There's no excuse.
No, girl.
There's nothing I can say that's an excuse. I'm just sorry. I did that 6 years ago. I wish it was a better 6 years ago, but I
don't know what the fuck she wiping, because it's nothing. Oh, it's kind of like how I'm not wiping nothing right.
Can't pray for the past. I can only pray for the future. I also want to say in this video that please just, if you hate me, please just hate me. People have called my mother and threatened to kill her. They've gotten her phone number. They attacked a child of 14.
They said, what's up, Miss Margaret? Yeah, did you see what the fuck your daughter been putting on Twitter? No, Twitter. No, ma'am. If you use, do you use Twitter? Okay, well, I'm gonna send you a picture. This is a house phone.
14-year-old niece attacked her, and I asked you guys, please just.
Damn, somebody ran down on her 14-year-old niece. They said, what's up?
Let this be me. Let this be about me. It's not about my family. It's about me. It's not about anyone else. This is my sorry. There's another part of this story that, like, I don't know if you all know.
Hey, bitch, you ain't supposed to stop crying. Don't stop crying. Cut shit.
But me and Gabriel and Nikita and Manny took a picture with our middle fingers up, and we were trying to mimic Kylie Jenner's birthday picture, and the picture was taken out of context, and it ended up causing pain, you know, for other people. And I just want to say I'm sorry to Jeffrey for the pain we may have caused you in this.
Yeah. We were trying to be really cool. We said, fuck America. And we didn't mean like, fuck America. We meant like America with like a apostrophe M-U-R-C-A.
I didn't know that picture was going to be taken out of context and that anything was going to be said to you.
Yes, girl.
But at the end of the day, it was done.
Yeah.
So I need to owe you an apology for this.
I owe you.
And I know we're not friends anymore, but I want to apologize to you.
Hey, are y'all not friends because y'all did the picture? And he was like, hey, you messed up the career I had going on Instagram. Now everybody thinks I don't like the USA. I really like it here. And she was like, oh, if you gonna have an attitude like that, then you know where we don't even need to hang out no more. And he was like, all right, then bitch, fuck you. And she was like, fuck you. Now you on here apologizing to him because you ain't got no friends no more. You're like, man, it used to be really fun. We would go day drinking and go down to the beach and just lay out. Dang, I ain't got nobody to do that with now. No, you done fucked up now, lady.
Thank you guys for giving me some time. And I hope you guys understand that I just need some time now. I love you guys so much.
I am in no way, shape, or form trying to make light of the situation that happened to her children because I understand how serious the situation is. However, do I support Isis in making the best decision for her children as the mother who's supposed to be protecting her children in the first place? I really don't feel any type of ways about her. I feel like you're supposed to do that, dumbass. And in fact, if you're a really good mom, she should have already watched for the red flags. I don't want to hear none of that shit about how desperate she was. I don't want to hear none of that. She should have been on alert as soon as that man decided to take advantage of her. That's easy. She should have always had her own place. She should have never moved in with that first boyfriend from eHarmony. She should have never divulged the information that her lease was up at that place and moved in with him. All she had to do was renew the lease and find a way to pay the bills. She didn't want to do that. She wanted to be a sugar baby. And in fact, she has a video that talks about how if you're going from a sugar baby to the wife of a rich man, these are the things that you need to do. How would she know unless she went through the experience? You feel me? So I ain't got no sympathy for that lady. She's just mad that she can't have her lifestyle taken care of anymore. But go ahead and support her YouTube as well as her TikTok because she does still got 5 kids to take care of. I don't know how she's gonna pivot this trophy wife bullshit now, but if she winds up in another marriage to a rich man, we already know what she's looking for. And she almost reminds me of the type of women who will turn a blind eye to whatever's happening with her kids as long as she's having her needs met. But maybe SA is where she draws the line. Thank God. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I have been the Just Case and Brand. I am so thankful that you guys tuned in. Make sure to like the video, share it with a friend. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to subscribe because you see all the crazy stuff around here. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.